And alright guys, what is going on? How are you all doing? Welcome back to another video on the David Hammond Visuals YouTube channel. Now, I've been taking a bit of time off this channel, guys, about a week or so, and that's because I've been focusing on the other businesses, channels, and things like that. And one of the things I've been focusing on taking time off here is the podcast, okay? It's always linked down below. Now, this is not a plug, but it's kind of prefacing what we're going to be speaking about in this video. I was recording a podcast today, I had this setup, all was good, it was looking mint, and then I thought, why don't I make a video, take some photos of this setup, teach you guys how I film my podcast, how I record my podcast, the gear I use, why I use it, how to get the audio quality I do. And now I know this video or podcasting isn't necessarily extremely visual as like photo and video, but nonetheless, it still is in the realm, because if you guys are videographers or filmmakers, audio and, even voice recordings for your films or whatever it is, it's a very essential part, okay? Or maybe you just want to start a podcast yourself and you've stumbled upon this video, then awesome. What is going on? So guys, with that said, let's get straight to this video with how I shoot or film my podcast. So we're going to break this video down into three main sections like we normally do. This is going to be, in this video, microphone, stand, and atmosphere, okay? Because these are really the only three things that you will need or you will customize in your podcasting setup, all right, guys? So let's start off with microphones. Now, if you guys have seen the video on how I achieved the behind-the-scenes look on this, whether that's the camera, the angle, or the microphone, really you know that I use the Shotgun Rode Video Micro, okay? It's a shotgun mic that you can attach to your camera, you can maybe put to a boom pole like I have here, and that's how I achieve the audio here. Now, I do not use the same microphone when I'm recording my podcast. The mic I use is the Zoom H1N. It's actually what this is attached and running audio into. So I just choose to use the Zoom H1N right by itself. Now I could set up this, video micro and record my podcast like that, and I have in the past, but there's just no need. It's just an extra step. So as far as the microphone goes, I'll show you guys right here. It is right here, okay? I talk right into it like this. It is the Zoom H1N. Again, guys, I will link everything down below to the gear I use myself, if you guys want to pick it up. It's not affiliated or anything like that, it's just what I use. The reason I use the Zoom H1N, one, it's quite affordable. It's around $130 Canadian. I use this thing every single day. You can check the levels. You can, the way it disseminates audio is amazing. It converts things into WAV files instead of just normal MP3 files, which is really good. And also, I'm able to hear myself. That is a main plus or reason why I choose to use the Zoom H1N opposed to maybe like a shotgun mic. With a shotgun mic like this, for the most part, I can't really hear myself. Or opposed to when I have the Zoom H1N, I can literally have this. I can plug in earphones. I can change and dial in the exact setting I want based on how loud or quiet I'm speaking. I can see my levels the entire time, and I know the audio quality is just mint, okay? So that is what I use, the Zoom H1N. Now, on the podcast, guys, I have created or used multiple microphones in the past. Like I told you, I used the shotgun mic, okay? So maybe if you don't have a Zoom H1N and you want something else, I used it literally for some podcasts. I kid you not, it looks funny, but like with podcasts, you don't really see, it's just audio. I would keep the shotgun mic on my camera, and I would hold my camera, and I would just talk into the to the microphone. It would be a massive video file, but I would disseminate or take away the audio and use that as a podcast. I've done that in the past. I've used lav mics, okay? Cheap lav mics, $20 lav mics that you can plug into your phone. Guys, there are a plethora of different microphones and options. Literally, I've seen people record podcasts and video notes just with their phone itself. You go into voice memos and you just literally talk, just like the speaker, you talk into your phone, and it's actually surprisingly pretty good, okay? But I'm just being honest in what I use. It is the Zoom H1N. If you guys have listened to any of the podcasts or the audio formats, how it sounds, that's how I achieve it, okay, guys? All right, guys, so now let's move on to section 2, which is stand, okay? Now, I didn't know what else to call this, so we're calling it stand, but what I mean by that is how you just simply choose to hold your microphone, okay? There are many different options. What I used to do, like I told you, I used the Zoom H1N to record. I would literally just be outside my backyard when it was warm enough, hold the mic, and that's how I made my podcast. I would literally go for walks and just record, okay? And that worked perfectly fine, and maybe for you guys, that'll work. What I choose to do now, though, is I choose to use the boom pole, all right? It's the same boom pole I'm using right now with the Rode Micro, except the only difference is I am choosing to use it much more strategically, okay? Again, this will always be linked down below. It's just a cheap Amazon Basics. It was around $30, $40 of a boom pole. Works amazing, beautifully. You can have add-on attachments, like I have a thread, a quarter screw thread that can allow me to attach my Zoom H1N onto here. I can screw it on, which is absolutely amazing. It's another reason why I love this microphone. And what I mean strategically is this right here, the reason, it's positioned the way it is because I don't want it to be in the shot. Like, obviously the boom pole is out of the shot, it's much higher, and the microphone therefore is going to be a bit further. I don't want the mic in the shot. With podcasting though, like, there's literally no problem. You can have it right up close to you. So I will position the boom pole literally right where my mouth is. So like, this microphone is within like an inch or two away from me. And that's what I'd recommend to you guys. Regardless of if you choose to use a boom pole or not, you can use a tripod, you can use a little tiny mini tripod. I've put my mic, I kid you guys not, you gotta get creative with it. I myself and I have friends who have put their microphones, depending on the mic you have. I used to have a Blue Yeti that I would record them on. I would stack like 8 books, right, and have the microphone right there so it'd be extremely close to my mouth. Again, guys, the name of the game is to have the microphone as close to you as possible, and this is why a stand is, it's vital, it's very important. So however you choose to do it, I choose to use a boom pole. This again is around $30-$40. I strongly recommend it to you guys for any mic you choose to use. But if you want, like I said, if you don't have a boom pole, you can choose to use like a tripod and just keep that really close to you. Or honestly, you can hold it like I used to, or just find books and, place the mic right there. But the name of the game, again, is to have the mic as close to your mouth as possible, okay, if you want the best audio quality. And guys, finally, we're going to speak of probably, I don't want to say the most important part, but it's definitely an important section, and that is number 3. Atmosphere. Okay, guys, and what I mean by atmosphere when recording podcasts is simply just the atmosphere, the acoustics around you, okay? And now it's not composition like it normally would be with videos like this, and that's because it doesn't matter how it looks. Hell, like, my room is so messy and you guys don't even know it. And with podcasts, to be honest, the amazing thing is that you can film them anywhere. You can honestly film them in a dumpster, and as long as it sounds good, no one will know, okay? So I'm gonna explain how I maximize the acoustics in my room. Now, my room personally is very echoey, okay? Acoustics just mean the way that the audio, and again, I'm not an audio engineer, but acoustics is more or less how the audio in the room is disseminated, okay? So the acoustics of a washroom is gonna be much different than the acoustics of maybe a family room, and that's gonna be because of the way the audio is bounced or disseminated around. My room, the acoustics are not that great. It's very bouncy and echoey. So what I choose to use, guys, what I recently found is, I'll actually grab it right here. This guy. So I will link this down below. Again, I'm not affiliated with any of these brands, but what it is it is basically a trapper for acoustic foam, okay? So there's acoustic foam all in here, and more or less, you just place your mic right in between here. It comes with a nice little stand that you can, place wherever, like a little tripod stand, like so, right? You can adjust the height, and that's how it goes. So if you can listen to this, maybe this will sound a bit different. Yo, what's going on, guys? How are you doing? Welcome back to another video. I don't know if that sounded different, but I love this thing. I bought this years ago, and all I do is I simply place it right outside my microphone. Now, do you need something like this, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly this. It can maybe be just acoustic foam. Do you need something like this? The answer is no, okay? I told you guys I used to film outside, for like many podcasts. The reason I use it now is because the acoustics in my room are just not great. What that will do, you see, is that is going to trap the audio. It's going to cushion the audio, so you're not going to hear echo and reverb, which is going to sound really ugly, like in this room, okay? This room can sound very ugly and reverby, kind of like a washroom. We don't want that. Some free options for you guys who maybe don't want to purchase acoustic foam or something like that, I'm sure there are cheaper options, is you can literally go in your closet, okay? I know people that went in their closet to film podcasts. I know people who do that right now. Another thing that you could do that I actually did for a time being when I would record voiceovers is you can put a blanket over your head. Okay, this is all replicating the same thing. It's all this soft fabric material that's gonna catch audio, okay? It's not gonna allow it to bounce around. That's essentially what that acoustic foam does. It's basically replicating me having a blanket over my head. And to be honest, having a blanket over my head would probably sound even better. It gets very hot in there, so I don't want to do that. But that's what you guys can do to improve your acoustics or the atmosphere of the place you're recording in, okay? So that is that. I hope that helped. If it did, guys, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. You can check out the free photo video course if you guys are interested. It is a free half-an-hour course that I have comprised out of my 6 mega courses, okay? The 6 mega courses are each an hour and a half long. I've taken one section of each, put it into a free half-an-hour course. So if you guys are interested in anything on outdoor photography, outdoor videography, commercials, documentaries, music videos, and short films, those are the mega courses, If you're interested in that, check out the free photo video course, always linked down below. And if you want afterwards, you can purchase a full course. If not, at least you have the free course completely for you. All right. There's also coaching, guys, one-on-one photo video coaching if you're interested. And with that, I will finish it there. Thank you all so much. And with that, till next time, much love. Peace.